Ambrose, it's all yours.
Okay. Well, good morning, all. My name is Okpu Ambrose. I'm here to give us a tip or a discussion on a certain story for enhanced oil recovery. Well, my audience, I think that my full audience. Well, CO2 is one of the greenhouse gases that is being emitted from oil industry, manufacturing industry, and also from our power stations. And as a global perspective of it, it's been stored in the oil and gas reservoirs in our aquifer. The global picture is to mitigate climate change. But most of the oil industries, they consider it necessary that instead of just storing CO2 underground without having any economic benefit to the production, is being considered as one of the drivers for enhancing or improving the production life of oil reservoirs from the oil industries. So, EOR is known as the enhanced oil recovery, and it has different methods on how this recovery can be done. First of all, is the natural and the primary recovery, which is done by the natural gas when an oil reservoir is being drilled, and normally that is normally done by the natural pressure from the reservoir. But from experience, 10% of the original oil in place, OOIP is original oil in place, is recovered. And many industries, they consider it that it's little based on what is being expected. So after production for a number of periods, for a particular number of years, a secondary recovery is done, and secondary recovery is done by injection of water, because water and oil, which is an oil that is a prime target, water is not miscible with the oil, so the recovery rate is very low. So a tertiary and drive is not considered, whereby CO2 is one of the key players in that. From experience from other projects that are done, CO2 that has been injected into oil reservoir has a potential of oil recovery between 30 to 60%, which is very high for the oil and gas industry. So, categories of CO2, we have the thermal recovery method. We have the thermal recovery method, that's when heat is being or steam is being injected into the oil reservoir. At this stage, density is a major player, and is a key player when you talk about recovery. And also the chemical injection method, their polymer and sulfanta are used as injectant into the reservoir. Then the gas, we have two phases in the gas injection method. We have the miscible flooding, and also we have the immiscible flooding. When we talk about the miscible flooding, it is when your injectant, in this case which is CO2, have high potential to mix with your oil, that is your residual oil in place, and so creating a high mobility towards the production well. We also have other gas injectants, for instance the methane and also your nitrogen drive. But the difference between the CO2 and this other gas is the recovery rate. The other gas, they have I call it a dual phase. So the oil recovery is not the percentage of oil recovery is not as high as that of CO2. That's why CO2 is considered as a key player, and also it is abundant in our environment. This is a pictorial and diagram showing how the technology works. So when CO2 is injected into the reservoir, we consider it as critical reservoir injection rate. CO2 is injected into the reservoir at supercritical rate. So when it goes in, it mixes with the oil. At this stage, there's decrease in viscosity, then also there's increase in density, and also increase your capillary. Also, there's also a decrease in your capillary pressure. So with that, it has a high drive towards the production well. When the CO2 comes in, when the oil is being produced, after the change of phase, that is the swelling, is now produced, and at the surface there's always separation, whereby the CO2 is separated from the oil. So the oil goes into the market and the CO2 is recycled back into the reservoir for continuous process. Then the advantage of CO2 flooding, we say it is a dense fluid. It can easily mix with your target, your target, which is the oil, and also it has a low miscibility, minimum miscibility pressure. Minimum miscibility pressure is one of a key factor when you talk about oil recovery as regards to CO2. Then also it is low, it is abundant, and also it has a low cost, and also it has a dual function when you talk about the environment, because it's been emitted, it's captured, and at the same time it is used in improving our oil and gas reservoir. So it is a very important to us. Now, why CO2 storage in the reservoir? We say CO2 storage is important in the reservoir because, one, we have existing reservoir structures, where those are your producing equipment, the producing facility. So the initial installation cost is being taken care of with just a little maintenance for the injection to take place. Then also we say it is less costly. That is, your CO2 is less costly because it is abundant from our points of those are the manufacturer and our plants, our power plant, and also our oil and gas facilities. In summary, we talk that we also consider that this technology is key because it's a combination of CO2 ERO that is stored in the reservoir, which provide a bridge between reducing greenhouse gas emission, and at the same time it has an economical benefit whereby the oil is being produced and goes into the market. So the proceed from that is used in offsetting the CCS cycle. Thank you.
Thank you.